Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Looking for a set of speakers can be a more difficult task than it needs to be, and you could end up going down the proverbial rabbit hole and ultimately spending far too much money on tech that you probably don't need. Most people don't need studio-grade speakers, especially just to do things like watch YouTube videos, listen to music while you're working, and even play games. Now, personally, I like having desktop speakers. I don't particularly like wearing my headphones all day long, so having a set of desktop speakers for me to listen to while I'm working throughout the day makes sitting at my desk for long periods of time a little more palatable. If you're a regular viewer of the channel so far, you may have noticed that I've been using pretty much the same set of desktop speakers ever since I started the channel, namely the Kanto U2s. And while I obviously love those speakers, they aren't the speakers that I initially had when I first started investing in my desk setup before I started this channel back in January. No, that distinction goes to the Creative Pebble line of speakers. If you haven't heard of Creative, they were initially founded in 1981 by Sim Wong Hu as Creative Technologies Limited. Creative actually started out as a PC repair shop, but quickly shifted over to producing customized PCs adapted for the Chinese language. In 1988, Creative Labs was established as a subsidiary of Creative Technology with the purpose of expanding their presence in the US, which at the time was the largest computer market in the world. A year later, in 1989, Creative released the Sound Blaster sound card, a card that became synonymous with high-quality sound throughout the 90s, and later introduced features like 3D audio. The card was created by Creative Technology and marketed and distributed in the US and Canada by Creative Labs. Over the years, Creative has expanded its product line to include more audio solutions, including gaming headsets, MP3 players, and yes, speakers. Creative started its Pebble speaker line on November 7th, 2017, and its design was initially inspired by a Japanese Zen rock garden. The distinctive spherical shape of the Pebble stands out from most box-style speakers. The shape is also functional, as it allows the sound to be projected at an upward angle, which improves the general audio delivery of the speakers. Since then, the Pebble series has seen two more releases, the Pebble V2s, which came out on December 2nd, 2019, and the V3s, which were released on September 15th, 2020. With Creative's general expertise in audio processing technology to inspire the Pebbles, you might think that these speakers would be unaffordable, but that's the best part. They really are affordable. I picked up the latest version, the Pebble V3s, for around $42 Canadian, or about 31 US dollars. In comparison to the Kanto U2s, which I will point out are on the lower end of the Kanto lineup, cost me around $380 Canadian before shipping and taxes. The packaging for the Pebble V3s are nice, and as this theme will play out in the video, for $42, it all looks and feels quite premium. Included in the box are the speakers themselves, the manual, and a USB-C to USB-A adapter, which is really appreciated. The Pebble V3s are powered by USB-C, though USB-C slots tend to be a luxury on a lot of motherboards, so the adapter is a nice touch. My first impressions were that they look great, and in my opinion, are really photogenic. The aforementioned spherical design, with the copper-colored center, looks great. Note that I'm not calling it a tweeter in this case, since the Pebble V3s use full-range drivers, but I'll touch on that later on in the video. On the back are the silver passive radiators, covered in plastic for you to peel off ever so slowly. The right speaker houses the volume knob and the button to activate Bluetooth pairing, And at the back of the right speaker is a 3.5mm jack, which allows you to connect audio devices using a standard 3.5mm audio cable. The Creative logo is simple yet effective on the left speaker. Overall, the Pebble's design is minimalistic and pretty aesthetic. Let's get on to the main features of these speakers. The Pebble V3s are Bluetooth 5 compatible, which is awesome, so you can wirelessly stream your music to the speakers from your favorite devices. They're powered by USB-C, and as mentioned, it does come with the aforementioned USB-C to USB-A adapter, so you don't need to worry about having that extra USB-C connection if you don't have an extra one available. As mentioned, the speakers have the 3.5mm jack to attach various audio devices. Lastly, they're compatible with using a PD or power delivery adapter in order to get more juice into the speakers for the high gain option that can be toggled on the bottom of the speaker, so that's an option if you want it. The Pebble V3s each have 2¼ full range drivers, which are designed to cover everything from low to high frequencies. The frequency range is more limited as these speakers don't have a conventional tweeter and woofer system, which also makes the speakers more prone to audio distortion at louder volumes, but there is an inherent advantage to using full-range drivers. Full-range drivers have the ability to provide a coherent and unified sound field, as there's no need for crossover components that split the audio signal between different drivers, like a separate woofer and tweeter. This means that the speakers can produce more natural and lifelike audio. Because of their small nature, the Pebble V3s use passive radiators to enhance the low-end sound, aka the bass. For those not familiar, the purpose of passive radiators is to vibrate in response to the internal air pressure changes within the speaker's enclosure, which helps to produce a deeper bass than what the drivers alone can do themselves. As the Pebbles are produced by Creative Technology, they also have Sound Blaster features, namely Clear Dialogue and Surround. Clear Dialogue, as the name suggests, helps to make spoken words clearer so dialogue from music, games, movies, TV shows, and even Zoom calls are enhanced. Surround Technology, also as the name suggests, helps with spatial audio and overall immersion by giving the impression that the audio is coming from different directions. The Pebble V3 is compatible with Windows, Mac, and the Nintendo Switch due to the USB-C connectivity, and due to the Pebble's portable nature, they make a good pair with your Switch if you want to take an external pair of speakers with you. Lastly, the speakers are pretty minimal in design and in size. They fit pretty much anywhere and, in my opinion, are one of the best things about the Pebbles. So I previously picked up the original Pebbles, the Pebble V1s, for my previous desk setup before I started this channel, and I thought they were a great set of speakers. In fact, you can still buy them today for about $30 Canadian, which is really crazy. However, there have been some notable improvements from the V1s to the present-day V3s, and I want to quickly touch on them. The original Pebbles were USB-A powered, lacked a 3.5mm input jack, and also the Bluetooth connectivity. They used full-range drivers, though smaller ones given their size, and lacked any sort of high-gain mode. The original Pebbles also had a built-in 3.5mm cable that were used to connect the speakers to the audio source. Though both USB-A and USB-C can carry audio signals, the use of a 3.5mm jack for audio in the Pebble V1 was a design choice that aligned with the standards and user expectations of the time, ensuring ease of use and wide compatibility. But a one-cable setup is obviously cleaner, which is why I prefer the V3s here. While the original design was retained, the V3s are definitely a step ahead of the originals, and given the $10 or so price difference, the V3s are definitely worth the upgrade. I'm honestly surprised with how little coverage I've seen of these speakers, and how few desk setups use them. The bottom line here is that they sound great. Whether you're gaming, listening to music, or watching a movie, they perform well. Look, these aren't the best speakers that I've ever heard, but I cannot state enough that the price to value here is incredible. Creative has done an amazing job with these speakers, and they've packed a lot of tech and performance into such a small package. Build quality, aesthetics, design, and performance are all excellent, and for $42, you really can't go wrong. Overall, while the Pebbles have been around for quite some time now, they still remain on my list as one of the best pieces of tech you can buy for your money. If you're looking for a great set of speakers that won't break your bank, I highly recommend taking a look at these, and I'll have an affiliate link down in the description below in case you are interested in checking them out. And of course, before we wrap up this video, we cannot forget about the all-important sound tests. I am recording this with a shotgun mic, and of course the audio will be processed through YouTube, etc. So it's not going to sound obviously exactly the same as if you were to listen to them in person, but you should get the idea as I'm going to compare them to my Kanto U2s and also to my MacBook Pro speakers.
I know it's hard to be you, all the things you need to do, but baby it's hard for me too. Oh yeah. Mayday, is there anybody who can help me? I don't think my heart is working lately. I can hear it calling for you.
That's about all I have for this one, guys. If you're still here, please drop me a fire emoji down in the comments below, just so I can give you a like for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're interested in following more regular updates from me, you can find me over on Instagram and Twitter/X at 2bythomas. I've got more tech, desk setup, and gaming content planned as usual, so please stay tuned for that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.